Okay, I think we're live and I think we're good. Have you changed something? I can't hear you.
And we're live now too. Sorry, I was just a bit delayed. I was like, oh, she's doing it now.
Oh shit!
Good evening, everybody. How are we tonight, Bob Kewl?
Mate, let me just say, I rushed. I didn't knock off till work late, so it was.
And it's fun being back in the office now. You got to drive all the way home.
Look, a lot of it's by choice. Admittedly, it's not because I have to.
Yeah.
I'm not going to try and throw my boss under there and go, oh, it's useful. No. Got a guy who's a gentleman who's going on 3 months long service leave. So I'm taking over part of his job.
What? That's good.
Yeah. So I'm pretty happy that at the end of it all, I get to do something different and probably something I feel a bit more useful in. So, but it's been long hours. I'm trying to clean up a massive mess that's there.
Yep.
And I get frustrated. I'm the type of guy that once I get stuck into something, I'll just keep chipping away at it until it's under control, and then I'll just back off, and then I'll just try and keep it under control as best I can.
Yep.
So anyway, oh, look at this. Look what I just realised. Look at this. Look at that. Come on, Aaron.
Subscribed as a tier 1 subscriber. Whoop whoop. Thanks, Bob Kewl, for the 23 months.
There we go.
He's currently on a 22-month streak. Thank you very much.
Ooh, only a couple more months. It's 24.
We're gonna have to do a push so we can get yours onto the affiliate mode.
Yeah, well, I think that will be easier said than done, mate. I don't know if anyone wants to listen to a crusty old man rant on about PC hardware and how much it used to cost and now it's too expensive. But speaking of PC hardware,
we could just stream some more gaming. We get a few laughs in while we're gaming usually.
Yeah, true. And I was very calm last week. There was no raging, so it was. I probably rage more when I'm not watching. But
before I interrupt you, what were we going to say about PC parts?
But speaking of PC parts, well, as they say, winter has come.
It has.
Very much PC. Some very good bargains. Very good bargains.
I've had a quick little look here and there. I'm seeing like GTX 970s are like $120 now. So they're good for a few potatoes.
Sorry, what was that? A
GTX 970.
Oh yeah, how much are you finding them for?
About 120 to 150. That's not too bad.
I reckon they've got a little bit more to go.
Yeah.
Because it was interesting. I actually just on the way home listened to a talk Brian gave on Tekt City, and I agree with him. I think there's not much to go, but I think for the older GPUs, like that 900 series and the 10 series, I reckon I think the prices on those are going to get really crunched. I have seen some 1060s going for around the old prices of that $150 to $200 mark for those 6 gigabyte ones. So that's not bad value. Yeah.
I'm just a bit wary about anything over 4 gig about what they've been up to for the last couple of years.
That's really that is the big question, isn't it? And do I want to buy that, and has it been looked after? And
because you can plug it in your computer and it's all well and good, and it works, and you get it home and you start a game, and then that's when it starts crashing.
Well, that's always a danger with used GPUs.
Yeah.
Now, I've always sold my GPU. I've sold a couple of GPUs, but I've always known been very comfortable that I don't mine on them. They work well. There's nothing wrong with them. So, but that's going to be the tricky bit. But there'll be some, because I think what we'll find is the used, because I've already seen it, like used 3060s for like $400, $450. and it's interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see sort of how they go. But you know, I mean, let's go and have a quick look at Facebook Marketplace. But you know, there's some pretty good bargains to be had. I mean, it's probably a really good time. Where are we? Probably if you're going to buy a computer, I mean, even computers, man. Like, here we go, 3060 Ti, 8GB OC. There's a guy, first thing comes up, $405. Now, obviously, the more popular card was the 3060. But here we go, 1060, 6GB, $200. And I reckon if you came out them with 150, I reckon you get it close to that. 3070 Ti Master Aorus, that's set. What does he want for that? 1,000, maybe. I reckon you could probably drive that down, but I don't think the flood has come yet. I don't think it has. I think we're starting to see, but I think some people are still kind of hoping and holding out that crypto might start to recover.
Yeah.
But I think the elephant now in the room is crypto might recover, but is it going to recover to the point where it's going to be profitable with the way pricing of power is going?
Yeah.
And that, I think, is the biggest... going to be the biggest challenge for everyone, you know, like is the fact that power is just going through the roof, you know, like it's really expensive. Like, have you turned your cards on at all, or have you just gone, no, not doing it? It's just...
Yeah, they're still going. It's cost. What's it cost? It's costing like, I think probably $10 a week to run them at the moment, which isn't. I'm just taking the hit and just hoping in the next bull run that they're good to go.
Oh,
like
what the cards?
No, like the Raven coin. The coin's still good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So I think now, even if I tried to talk to Benra and we decide to sell the cards, we're only going to sell them for like $100 each, aren't we? So it's probably
what are they? They're 574 gigs.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about where you're at with those. Yeah, you're not gonna. And the thing is, I mean, those things now are starting to struggle with games too. Like they're 4 gig cards that, like you can easily hit the VRAM. I mean, here's a guy trying to offload a 2060 for $450. I mean, he's dreaming. There's a 3060 Ti that popped up for 405. So $45 cheaper than him, and it's the next generation card. You know, it's just it's going to be interesting times. I'm just having a quick look now and just seeing what's out there. But even used PCs, man, like I've seen some really cheap cards on PC as well.
Yep.
Like, sorry, PC, just pre-built PCs from people.
Like with cards in them or without cards?
No, with cards in them. Like I've seen like 1060 systems going for like $500-600 for the whole system, and I'm like, shit. I'm glad I got rid of my one. I think I just in the nick of time with the 1030. But the good news for that young fella is that had a decent sort of base, and if you wanted to, you could probably go and buy a cheap used GPU now, stick that in there, and the card's going to be fine. You know, and his gaming PC. Yeah, I mean, take a look at this, right? Okay, so this is there's one here that's going for, it's an i7 4770K, 16 gig of DDR4 RAM, GTX 780 with a 256 gigabyte SSD. I mean, that's bloody good value.
Yep.
You know, like you stick a little bit better of a, you know, let's say you pay another $300-400 for a used, like a 1660 Super. That's a decent gaming PC there. That's going to play Fortnite. It's going to play Roblox. It's going to play 90% of like most games, not at the highest settings, obviously, but it. I mean, he's got one here with a 780 Ti. He wants a bit more for that 530. And and I'm seeing like $1,000 or $1,200 systems, which aren't. I mean, take a look at this guy. This guy's not bad. This is $1,200, 10600 KF, 1080 Ti, with a 360 AIO, 16 gig of RAM, and 750 watt gold EVGA power supply. Like, if you, I think at the moment, even if you went brand new, you know how we did our $1,000 challenge.
Yep.
I reckon
we clean up at the moment.
I reckon right now for a $1,000 challenge, I reckon the PC you can build now compared to what we could back then be like chalk and cheese.
Yeah. Well, I reckon the PC you could build now for $1,000 would beat my PC now. I reckon with a Ryzen 5 3600 and a GTX 1660 Super.
Let me see if.
Like I'm seeing like 16 gig DDR4 i5 8400s GTX 1660s like PCs for sale for $650.
For $650, jeez.
Yep.
For the whole PC.
For the whole PC.
Jesus, that's cheap, isn't it? That is. Let me see if I've got the browse. I've got all decked out somewhere. Hit that streaming. Flipping spuds. No. I might not have it on here. I might not have it all. Oh, where is it? Hold on. I did have. Where's Word? There it is. Yeah. Save. Browse. Just trying to see if I can quickly find how we went. Let me see. No. OneDrive, that's the one. Documents. Dean's folder. Flippin' spuds. Dean's documents. No, that's not it. Hold on, PC related. Oh, here we go. $1,000 PC build. I've actually got it right there. Why haven't I opened that up? Okay, let's.
Ryzen 5 3600 with the GTX 1080 for $850.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's just there's some great. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Yep. So I think we did a first one. So when we did these, right, when we did our challenge, it was a B450.
Yep.
3600X. 32 gig of RAM. A Roterium Magic case of $49, and you could buy a much better case now for probably around that money. 450 watt power supply, and a 1030. I think I got to a 1030. File open. Yeah, I mean, I look at, for example, like an $1,100 build, or an Intel 11th gen build, for example, for $1,305, and that was with a 1650 as the graphics card
Yep.
for $399. And I reckon now for $399, you would get a 2060.
Yeah, oh yeah, you get a 2060 easy.
Easy, get a 2060.
Yeah.
Or 2060, even a 2060 Super. Maybe if you got lucky, if you jumped on one, you could maybe get a 2070, just a no, not a 2070 Super, but a 2070. But I've seen 2070 Supers going for around that $500 mark, or just under $400.
Yep.
And you know, it's a really good time. Yeah, look, wow, look at that. Look at that. No. Let's have a look. Yeah, like, look at that. 6-core PC, 17700, BC, yep, blah, 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 plays game. Yep, 10. And this is the thing. I think sometimes people also, you watch it, sometimes we watch too many videos and we don't realise, you don't need to play at 1440p. You're just going to enjoy as much playing at 1080p.
Yeah.
And that's what people don't realise is you don't need to, like, at 1080p you're still going to be playing in a nicer picture than what you would on a console. Would you agree with that?
I'd agree, yeah.
Because, even though you can get 120 frames per second on the TV with a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox, it's only on very specific games.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to play Cyberpunk at that on a TV. Just doesn't have the grunt for it.
And then you got to fight over the misses and what you get to watch.
Well, that's the other thing, isn't it? And now, like, even 1440p monitors, like I've got a Samsung G5. Now, the only downside of the 1440p 27-inch, and I got that for $299. Now, the only downside of that monitor, is it doesn't have any like tilt adjustment or side adjustment or anything like that. But the reality is, I could put that on a monitor arm and have as much flexibility as I wanted, because that's just the stand. That's all that is. It's just a shitty stand. But I'm sure if I found someone who had theirs mounted on a monitor stand and didn't think they needed the monitor, so on a monitor arm, but they didn't think they needed the monitor stand, I'd probably, or I could probably go on Samsung's site and probably buy a monitor stand for it that has the adjustment, the height and the swivel, if I wanted to. But I don't know. I don't move it that often, so it doesn't bother me. But that's a 1440p VA monitor, 144 hertz. Like, there's no one known you could have got those monitors at that price 3-4 years ago, like 2-3 years ago. Like, 1440p was always around the minimum $500. And and there's some good deals on stuff. Like I was saying to you the other day, yesterday, I think, was it yesterday? About that camera, which I'm using right now. I'm using one, and look, it's a 720p camera. It's not 1080p, but it's good enough. Like, when I look at OBS, and I look at what I look like when I'm looking at on Twitch and stuff like that. They upscale a video for you. So you don't have to have the best cameras. The one thing I might try for our next show, though, is I will have to maybe fiddle around. My wife's got a camera, which is a decent camera, but it's now probably 5 or 6 years old.
Yep.
And I reckon that might output better than this camera. And I've got a small little tripod so I might give that a go and see how we go. Just put it on the side and see if it works. But what about yourself, mate? So you've been looking a little bit at the hardware market. It sounds like it.
I've had a brief little few bits and looks here. Yeah, haven't had a big look at it. Just been me and Benry have been talking to Solly, and that we're trying to find a way to do because the lotto's so high, the Powerball's so high at the moment.
Yeah.
We've been trying to find somewhere to get the boys in together to do like a System 9 power hit, where you get 9 numbers or something, and you guaranteed the Powerball, so you get like one or two extra numbers to try and get the Powerball.
And I'm imagining that's an expensive ticket.
It is an expensive ticket, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we haven't dug deep in it, but like tonight's one was 40 mil. Now it hasn't gone up. It's just jackpotted.
Oh, so for you boys, it's getting tempting now.
Well, yeah, like I think, yeah, well, because we're talking about trying to find it, see how we can get more people in on that. Because we just we did like a semi share. I think he had it in the Fortnite group for a little bit there. They were talking about it the other week. Are you in the Fortnite group? You are, right now.
Yeah. I did.
Yeah,
I didn't realise he was talking about Lotto.
Yeah.
I'm always up for spending a couple of bucks. There you go. $162 it is.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, next Thursday 60 mil.
60 mil. Oh, is that all? I thought it'd be more. This one was 40 mil.
Yep, there it is. System. Oh yeah, System 10. Sorry, System 9. So what's the difference between a System 9 and a System 10? The system covers all possible 7-number combinations of the 9 numbers plus your chosen Powerball equivalent to 36 standard games. So what's a System 10?
I think we're going to System 9 with a power hit, so you're guaranteed the Powerball. So I think I think it's equivalent to 9 numbers by 36 games or something.
Well, there's one there for 42,962,000, and it's this system covers all possible 7-number combinations of your 18 numbers.
Oh wow!
I'm like, yeah, there's a reason why that. And even if you won, it's like, oh, you won $50. You'd be like, pissed.
unless you paid the 42,000.
Well, unless you get your 42,000 back. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh, so I think it like a System 9. Oh, okay, System 9. Oh, so what's 20 games? Oh, power hit. There it is. The System 9 covers all possible numbers in all 9 numbers in all possible. It's $972. That's why. Yeah, you need a few people. Like, if you've got 10 people, it's about $100 each.
Yeah.
In addition to all Powerball combinations, the power hit system is equivalent to 36 power hit games or 720 standard panels. Wow. We could do yeah. So, and then it goes up to power hit 17, which is $46,000. You know, as crazy as that sounds, right? Realistically, you just need 46 people at $1,000 each.
Yep.
And even so, let's say your syndicate is the only one that wins. So 40. So what is it? 60 million, yeah.
Yep.
There's 60 million. Yep. Divided by. That's still 1.3 million each if you hit it.
Yeah.
If you hit it, obviously. Not a bad payday. Buy a house. Buy a house.
Just at the moment, but hopefully that the house market crashes, or not if you're selling, but hopefully it crashes like the PC prices have crashed. I'm so glad we didn't keep buying PC parts, because imagine if we bought parts over this rise, and now we're stuck with them trying to sell them at cheap prices.
Yeah, you would get, but that's why we stopped, because we could see that happening. We could see that coming, and I mean, take a look at what some of these people are selling at the moment. Are like we saw, you know, for a couple of $100, you can get yourself a PC that'll smash a console.
Yep.
And it doesn't.
It's almost tempting now to pick up a couple.
Yes.
And just hold on to them until Christmas, and maybe plug them off for $100 more.
Well, exactly. Give them a good clean.
Yep.
And yeah, like you said, just wait till like end of year, and then just
maybe swap it out with a slightly prettier case.
Yeah, like go and spend $50 on, $100 on a good case. I mean, Cinecom. Speaking of cases, I know it's a couple of places actually. Let's see if their website's going to work today. Oh, it is. Geez, that's cheap. A Roterium camera for $16, and that reckons it's 1080p at 30 FPS. I'm like, I'm going to call bullshit on that. Here we go. Cases. Without a PSU. And the thing is, you can now pick up like 650, 750 watt power supplies if you're a bit dodgy on the one that's in there for next to nothing.
Yep.
Here we go. All right, so we will go low. How low can you go? Here you go. $59. You get an Armageddon case, nice little RGB, and I know those cases you can buy like fans for those, like from MSY, which are dirt cheap as well. Like a pack of 3 is like $30. Or you can even, I mean, there you go. Armageddon, Gamdius. I mean, there's a Roterium Magic here for $59 that doesn't look half bad. You know what? This is one. And I'll bring this over. Like, I mean, take a look at that case. That's a decent looking case, $59. But you take a look at what else is there? Computer parts, cases. Okay, let's have a look here. Oh, I mean, look, here you go. Centacom's got. I mean, it's low as $39 for a case. I mean, take a look at this $49 Aerocool one. I mean, it's a mini tower case. But for a lot of the systems that you see now, those older ones, have got mini ATX motherboards in them. Don't they?
Yep.
You got quite a few, I think Roterium's a little bit like, Aerocool's a little bit like Roterium and Armageddon cases.
Yeah, but Roterium, they're sort of, usually, I haven't looked at them actually for lately, they're usually like single coloured sort of RGB cases, whereas the Aerocool is like the multicoloured RGB cases.
Yeah. I mean, there's one here, an Aerocool 1 Frost, which is like $69. Not going to kid yourself here. You're going to be like, they're going to be a bit ordinary cases to work in. And from cable management perspective, they're going to be pretty tough because I'd imagine they're not going to have a lot of room behind the motherboard. And they don't... Oh, yeah, there's the Aero. Oh, yeah, they don't have any... Oh, okay, they don't have it. They've sold out of that. But, there's a Cooler Master MB520 for $78. Like, it depends on how much you want to spend. I mean, here's another Aerocool Beam for $78. I mean, it looks like it's got decent airflow. It probably doesn't have a very good dust filtration, so it's going to be a dust magnet. But, I'm looking at that. It's nothing special, but geez, it looks like a decent sized case. Oh yeah, I mean, take a look at this. It even has the it even has a hub, built-in hub to the case. For the Aerocool, pre-installed four front RGB fan hubs. I mean, how good's that? It's got tempered glass. Like you said, pick up a cheap system, come around Christmas time, and Bob's your uncle, aren't they? It's just a matter of jumping onto something, trying to see. it's still a bit tricky. It's like, well, has the bottom of the market happened yet? Yeah.
Yep.
Because you don't, like you said, you don't want to be in that position like we could have been in, of you bought all this hardware and now you're like, shit, I'm stuck with this now. So, let's move on. What's caused all this to suddenly happen is obviously crypto stonks, cryptocurrency. It's gone nowhere, mate. Have you been following much? I've been watching the bloodbath.
Not really. Like I do get the alerts from crypto.com every now and then. Like, this has gone up, this has gone down, this has gone up 5%, this has gone down 5%.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just sort of. I always said that whatever I had, I was just going to hold on to it for 4 years and wait for the next Bitcoin halving and see what happens there.
Yeah, that's all you can do, isn't it? You can just wait there and just go, okay, let's see where this ends up. And I mean,
what I haven't looked at for a while is the horses and that.
Oh yeah, how are they turned into glue yet? Because I think that's where they were kind of heading. They weren't particularly doing well. Where was D-Race coming out of? Wasn't that coming out of the Ukraine?
Possibly, or some weird country. Well, not weird country, but one that you said that they're dodgy as when you looked them up and. Maybe it's out of an M or something. I was going to bet to say Macedonian, but that's just you, isn't it?
You're probably not far off, but how I have to as a second generation, only a first generation Aussie, but with Maso parents. How dare you besmirch our good name?
That's what I was thinking. So why does Macedonian sound so familiar? I'm pretty sure that's Steam.
What's it called? D-Race, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because when I googled D-Race, not much comes up besides racial identification or.
Have too many windows open. It's not. Well, it probably doesn't help that I've got KO in the background going. And I'm looking at the Melbourne Demons winning 74 to the Brisbane Lions 29. It's good to see the Demons bounce back after a 3 days.
Yeah, they're back up and about. Oh yeah, D-Race NFT. Okay, yep, that's how they spell it. D. Here we go, D-Race. I had a feeling it was it somewhere like Uzbekistan?
Yes, something like that.
Block game, blah blah blah. To make that legal to collect your personal information. Estonia. It's in Northern Europe. Oh yeah. It's on. Oh yeah. Okay, so it's on the border of It's on the border of Russia and Finland. They're in the EU, so I am 100% sure that that's not where they were when we looked them up on the Discord. I'm sure they were. I have a feeling they've moved. Because if they were in the Ukraine, there's no way they could have.
I don't think they're in the Ukraine. It's like a...
Dodgy European countries. There we go. That'll tell us. Here we go. Some of the most dangerous countries in Europe. So, was it Belarus?
That doesn't sound right.
No. No, Kosovo. Yeah. What? Abkhazia. Where the hell is it? Albania, yeah, well, Romania, they can be a bit dodgy there too. Southern Italy, should I be afraid to go to Southern Italy? Probably not, unless you want to go to Sicily and walk around and say, I want to fuck with the mafia. Anyway. Don't know.
Right. Well, we're writing to the OBU Block Game Studios at Papinot. Papiniiidu. But that's not where we thought it was.
No, it was Estonia. Yeah, because now it says Estonia, and I'm sure it wasn't Estonia.
Maybe it was Estonia. Well, that sounds familiar.
I don't know. I didn't think it was Estonia. I thought it was somewhere else. I remember we all had a massive laugh. You've probably got the stream somewhere.
Yeah. I remember we talked about it, and then the first thing is when you Google the country, you come up with like the mafia or something. Or
yeah, and that's why. That's why I thought it was. That's why I thought it was Ukraine, because what people don't realize, like now it's in the news that Russia invaded it and all that. But you got to remember, like they were pretty dodgy. And before the war, actually, their president allegedly was losing control of the country, and then the war happened. But yeah, it's gotten pretty pretty interesting with the cryptocurrencies. Look, sadly, some people who jumped on the party late lost a lot of money. Thankfully, I did jump on late, but
Got out.
well, I haven't.
Yep. Oh, that's what your rules in the NFTs, aren't we? And it's just sort of nothing sold. But yeah, we haven't really done any racing or anything.
Yeah, like we're just holding on to it. And
yep.
Look, do I think? Look, maybe in a couple of years' time, it might make a bit of a comeback. The game might keep developing slowly over time, and
yep.
And then all of a sudden, when the time is ripe, when crypto and NFTs and look, I don't think NFTs are dead, but I think that scammy part of it will be weeded out in the next few years.
And I think for like the bigger games, it's still too buggy for like the bigger game developers, like the web 3 enabled and doing it as assets, doing like your gaming as assets, and that is still a bit buggy. So if they fine tune that out a bit, the web 3 stuff might be a lot better.
Oh, and that's what I mean. Like you give it some time, it'll happen. It'll happen. It's not if, it'll be just when.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, you've just got to bide your time with all of that because... And I remember we spoke about it. I remember at length in Stingray saying, look, this isn't going to make you rich overnight. Reality is you put your money in, what you do really is walk away for a couple of years and then come back and go, did that work? Was that... Oh, yeah, it did. Now, if you got in early, like before that craze hit, and you managed to get yourself and, make enough money where you're like, you know what, I'm happy with that amount of money. That's a massive investment, and that might be a year's worth of wage for me, and you got out. I think anyone who, there probably was maybe a point where some people did do that and then went, oh shit, I could have made a ton more money. Yeah, but you could be in the boat that now where you lost all of that money.
Yep.
And you're hearing a lot of these crypto guys now are in this boat of just, their wealth was on paper and now it's like wiped. It's just not there.
Yeah, like people, I saw one TikTok, I don't know how real that was. It was he invested $2 million into the thing, and now it's down to 13,000 into that one that crashed the other week.
Ouch. Look, unless you're super wealthy, I don't get what anyone says. 99% of people on the planet, that would make you cry.
Yeah.
Saying $2 million turned into $13,000. Let's be honest, you might as well have just gone to the casino and just played roulette.
Yeah.
Taken half of it, bet on black, hope for the best. Might double his money. At least you got a 2-to-1 chance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, what else have you been up to, Eggy? What have you been? We've still been playing a bit of Fortnite, haven't we?
Yeah, you still played. We played on Sunday. I was getting ready to jump back into
Minecraft.
Yeah, Minecraft. But just been next Friday the final couple episodes of Stranger Things is out. So I've just been watching a bit of that lately. Kept rewatching the whole season.
Mm-hmm.
Getting ready for it. Building up the hype again.
Mm-hmm. Well, here we go. Here's an example. I'm just looking here while we're talking. I'm just slowly scrolling through stuff. There's a guy here in Tassie who I imagine must have had cheap power because they've got hydro. Full hash rate cards, 3070s, selling them for $700 each, and I'm like, dude, you're kidding. 3070s, 3070 Ti's, 3070s. Actually, that's not bad. It's not bad. If they're being well looked after, which they don't look half bad. I'm rage quitting mining. Yeah, mate, you're not rage quitting mining. You've realised. Oh yeah, he's got a whole bunch of 3080s as well.
Yep.
For $1,100. That makes no sense. Like, I know he says, oh, they're full hash rate. Who cares? The gaming performance on... You're not selling now to miners, champ. Now you're selling to gamers. Gamers don't give a shit because there's no difference in performance between a full hash rate card and a low hash rate card. My 3080 Master is proof of that. I've seen zero difference between that and my full hash rate one that I made a ton of money on when I sold it for a good price. Now, if I'd been smart, if I'd been really smart at the time and gone, no, I'm going to sell that card and now I'm going to sit on my 2070 and I'm just going to play on that. I could have bought, with the money I made, I could have bought that card and maybe tipped in a little bit more money and still got my 6900 XT.
Have you used the 6900 XT now? Because you've got it. You've got it, don't you? And
When I'm playing Fortnite with you guys, I'm mostly on it.
Oh, that's good. And
I'm very impressed. The only thing I spew is I paid $300 more than I should have.
Yeah.
But look, shit happens. You know, like bad luck. They were $2,500 at one point. You know what?
But then when you bought it, is it because you sold a PC or something?
Yeah. So I sold the PC to offset it. I sold the 1660 Super, which offset that.
And
Sold
then
some
like,
RAM.
and then like the prices of that now, would that be the $300 difference of trying to sell that now?
There you go. That's an excellent point, actually. I did not think of that. You're right. That PC, you're right. Because that PC I sold paid for $500 odd of that card.
Yep.
Or about three. You're right. $300 or $400 of that card. So that $300 or $400, but I wouldn't have got that price of that PC now. Not even close.
Yep.
Not even close. So you're spot on, mate. Actually, you bring up a very, very good point. Very good point. I mean, you know, like we talk about cheap graphics cards. I mean, even there's people selling 6600 XTs for under $400. And I think if you keep looking around, I reckon they'll keep coming down a bit more.
You know what also I've been looking at lately is a lot of this AI stuff, whereas people are writing in like a couple of like what they want in a picture, and then the AI makes the picture. Have you heard about this?
No. So what, you describe something and then the AI draws it for you?
Yep. Me and Ben were talking about it the other night, actually. He's obsessed with it at the moment.
He does get a little bit obsessed with stuff,
Yeah.
like new cool stuff. Like, you know, like he was pretty, he's pretty heavily invested in crypto and NFT at the moment. And I don't know whether that's going to, whether Loz is going to, his lovely partner is going to be too impressed with him if that turns out to be a white elephant in the next couple of years. But
Yes.
But then she might be massively impressed when he goes, hey, honey, I've paid our mortgage off. But he made some money. He did make some money where he got in cheap and went out.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I
took
think
money out.
he made thousands, but I think that's like when he has a job that he has and he's got like a month on and a month off sort of thing. He's got a bit of time up his sleeve to be able to research stuff.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, because he's got a bit of a weird setup with his job. Like, where, like, I've noticed, like, he's either on all the time, and you're like, don't you work, dude? Or he's just not around at all. You're like, oh, where is he? What's he doing? But he's meant to be renovating a house, isn't he?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's pretty close to being done now. I think it's they're talking about moving to Queensland now as well. So.
Oh, wow, okay.
I think because work commitments for both of them. I'm not sure. Actually, for more for her than him.
Okay. But
He sent me
obviously,
a couple of photos of the Reddit stuff of the what these AIs are making. Let's see if I can find a website for it.
let me have a looky. Wow. And it only took 20 seconds to make. That, my friend,
Just what it will do for game developing and that.
that is...
Imagine cutting out all the graphics for a game and you just write in what you want. And the AI develops the graphics for you.
We write a story and it's a game. That is... At what point, though? At what point do we become useless?
I know, it's not thinking.
You know, at what point does the human race no longer require?
What jobs does it leave in the future?
Well,
Computer building.
not building, but programming. But at what point? How is that? You know what's a little bit scary, and I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I have to admit it was a little bit scary that a guy from Google come out and said, "Oh yeah, the AI at Google's is sentient." I'm like, what? What do you mean? Like, it's self-aware? Like, that is scary shit.
What was that movie? What was it? AI? Like when they took over the world or killed off everyone?
Skynet is coming, my friend. The Matrix, Matrix is about to happen. So sentient, the meaning of the word means able to perceive or feel things. That's scary shit.
Yep.
If a computer can figure that out, that is scary shit. Because if a computer can feel anger or sadness or happiness or depression, wow. I've really got to get that. I've really got to get back into that game, Detroit Becoming Human. Yes, I played it, and I remember I mentioned it on the show a while back, where it was about androids who were humans, and it was about them being abused and them fighting back because they become self-aware. They become more than machines.
Oh yeah, like people talk down to them because they were like servants, sort of thing.
Yeah, they're like, "Oh, you're a servant, man. Like, you're just a robot. You're just a machine." And them fighting back, going, like, becoming sentient, aware, able to perceive and feel things. And Elon Musk has said AI could basically destroy humanity.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about, okay, this is going to go a bit deep and probably cray-cray, but I'm going to say it anyway. Think of it this way. Imagine all the world is a computer rebooting every couple of thousand years until it gets it right. And every time it gets it right, a little bit better. The human race gets a little bit further. And at what point do we get so good at creating a computer that we discover we are the computer? Mind blown. That would explain ghosts and spirits and why we've never really... Think about it. We've never really gone that far in space. And allegedly we've been to the moon. But... Yeah, you know what's really funny though? There was a really good meme. And someone showed graphics from like 1985 on computer games. And they're going, no, it was all fake graphic CGI that we went to the moon. And then someone goes, this is the graphics in 85. Get out of here. Like, no one's making that CGI shit in 1954, mate. Hate to tell you. Like, you know, when a hard drive that was like 2 megabytes was the size of a room.
There are a lot of theories that they didn't go to the moon, because, yeah, why haven't they gone back again?
Look, I don't think we have.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't think we have. I've serious reservations that we haven't.
Then does that mean have we been to Mars, or did they send an unmanned, like...
No, we've sent unmanned drones, which has sent photos back. Well, again, this is all allegedly that's what they've done, but we don't know. Like, especially with current CGI and effects, and take a look at computer games. You know, how hard would it be to create that stuff?
Yeah.
And just imagine, okay, this is the stuff we know about. What about, you know, if you're a government and you're a powerful government, like say the United States government, you'd have some access to some pretty intelligent people, you know, and who could, you know, create a fake world. So, who knows, man? Like sometimes I have to admit, when I can't get the sleep, it's the sort of thing that makes me think. You know, like I think about that and I drift off to sleep thinking about it, because I think it's so, you know, it's so mind blowing. About, like you said, you know, 1954 we were meant to have gone to the moon, and you're like, well, why haven't we colonised it by now if we've been up there?
Yeah.
You know, like, we got to 1954. Okay, yes, it took us, you know, thousands of years to get to that point. But you'd think that, you know, the way technology's progressed, and you take a look at, like, you know, just, you know, like what you've got in your hand in one of these, are we saying that we still can't get to the moon, or we can't colonise? Oh,
I just don't think they can get that far. Like, what was it, Apollo? What was it, Apollo 13 that went to the moon, or was it? I know Apollo 11 was a movie. Which one went to the moon? So I'm thinking maybe all those lives that were lost, they tried to make it so they weren't lost for nothing. Or just, yeah.
I don't know. Maybe, but it's yeah. We don't know, do we?
We don't know.
Everyone
has their theories. Everyone on TikTok has their theories as well.
Let me tell you, right? My father-in-law is quite elderly, and he has, for his whole life, said, "Bullshit. We've never been to the moon." And my mother-in-law would lose her shit like at him and go, "Shut up! You sound like a moron."
We sat here and watched it.
Let me tell you, the glee and the fuck yous that come out of his mouth when they did the documentary on "We've Never Been to the Moon." He goes, "I fucking told you it was bullshit. I told you." He goes, "You didn't believe me. You thought I was crazy." And we just cracked up laughing. And we're like, you know what? That's true. People would have thought 20, 30 years ago he was crazy. But now people go, did we? Really? No one knows, man. And no one's ever gonna know, really. Let's be honest. No one's... going to suddenly discover it unless America collapses, and you know, you can go and look at the old archives and go, wow, some of this was bullshit, you know. And as far as, you know, you get these people who have this conspiracy theories about have aliens come to visit us. They're not visiting us. We can't get along with each other. And we as the human race have this great habit of going, I don't understand it. Fuck it. I'll kill it. Take a look at what happens in cultures that we don't understand. Oh, I'll just go in there and bomb the shit out of it and change it to be like my culture. Oh, well, that doesn't work. Oh, well, I'm going to go home then. You guys sort yourselves out. Thanks. I'm out. Trillions of dollars later. But, you know. But I think it's I find it fascinating in the sense of just being able to just, like, I think to myself as well, like, what would happen if, like, one day, you know, scientists went, shit, there's an asteroid coming. This is, like, going to kill life on Earth. Like, would they actually tell anyone?
Let it happen. Or just tell the mega rich.
Yeah.
Put them in a bunker. Like,
you know what?
Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos.
Well, you know, it's really funny. If you want to have a shits and giggles laugh, go and watch Up. It's a movie called Up. It's the one with Leonardo DiCaprio and Jennifer Lawrence in it. And it's got Jennifer Lawrence and who else? It's got Meryl Streep, Jonah Hill. Hilariously funny. Like, you just...
I think I've seen it, yeah. It's been out for quite a few years, hasn't it?
No, that's the kid. Don't get confused with the kids one.
No, this... No, because the kids one's, yeah, that's the one with the old fella and the balloons and that.
Yeah.
There's another... Maybe, I don't know, maybe it's not called Up, but is it where they're all...
Trying to get shipped off somewhere or into a cave or something? They all end up in a cave?
Don't Look Up. That's what it's called. Don't Look Up. It's got,
yeah. I see. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got it's even got Kate Blanchett in it.
Yeah. It was like a Netflix special one, wasn't it, or Amazon or something like that?
Yeah. That's it. Yeah, it's on Netflix. That's what it is. It's a Netflix special, and you just watch it, and you go, "Fuck, that is scary." The fact that actually could happen in real life. You just look at it. It's not far-fetched. Like, you know, it's meant to be satire and meant to be, you know, just a bit of shits and giggles. But the scary part about that movie is you look at it and go, that shit can happen.
Yep.
In fact, you've seen it. Like, you look at it and you go, hold on, we've seen this style of media control. And that's what the movie's about, is how, you know, governments control the media and the message and what they want to really tell the ordinary person. And like I said, I thought it was really, really, really interesting. Like, it had a good concept to it. And speaking of concepts, I'm going to segue here back into gaming. I was speaking to a bloke at work today. Have you ever played Sniper Elite?
Possibly. I feel like I downloaded on the PlayStation one year.
Possibly.
There's like 5 or 6 of them out.
Yeah, so the 5th one's out. Yeah, so I've got. I think I've got the 4th one, but the fifth one's out. And he explained to me, it's got a feature, and he goes, and you can turn it off, but it's got a feature in the game where if you're playing the single player campaign mode, people can choose to spawn into your game and play against you. And to achieve your mission, you have to beat real players.
Oh.
And I'm like, okay, is it ranked? And he goes, nah. He goes, I turned it off. He goes, because I kept getting, like, killed too easily. I'm like, yeah, that's a bit shit. I said, but if you tweak that to go, oh, well, this person's played 100 hours, this person's played 100, 120 hours, you know what, they're going to be about the same skill level. I'm gonna let them play together. You know, you wouldn't have someone you go look at it and go, shit, they've played the game for 2 hours and, you know, this person's got 1,000 hours. Well, oh yeah, let's put them together. You know, the person just starting out's going to go, screw this is shit.
Yeah.
But I said to him, I reckon if they had a good ranking system, I reckon that could be the next like big thing in battle royales. Like you're playing a single player campaign, and suddenly you get jumped on by external players. You can't finish the objective of the game. And obviously you need to have it to be able to switch it off, because sometimes, you know, like I know in Modern Warfare, in the first one, I really loved that campaign. I thought it was so cool. Cold War was fucking just weird.
Yeah.
I wasn't a fan of that. But certainly, certainly Modern Warfare, I thought, yeah. But I think that why I liked the campaign in Modern Warfare was the voice acting was amazing. And like they spent a lot of time in doing like CGI capturing of the actual real actor playing that role, playing those roles as well. And the guy that got playing Captain Price is just, yeah, he embodies the character. I think he does a really good job of it. Speaking of Modern Warfare 2, mate, are you tempted to pre-order, or we're gonna wait?
I'm gonna wait. Yeah. Because I made the mistake of buying Cold War prematurely, and then no one played it, and I was like, fuck. And then no one bought Vanguard and that, so I just I'll hold off, see how we go. $100 games these days where you can end up playing it for 2 weeks, whereas you can download Warzone for nothing. And
exactly, yeah, that's what I mean. And the thing is, people go, oh yeah, but you get to play the beta. I'm like, yeah, so fucking what? I played the beta of Cold War and I thought, oh, this isn't bad. And then I bought the game. I'm like, this is garbage.
Yeah.
I actually jumped on the other day.
Yeah, because
you've got to play that often. You've got to play it often, otherwise your reflexes are just get killed left, right, and centre. Like the only way I could kill people was just sneaking, and if they didn't see me first, otherwise I was screwed.
Yeah. I think that's why I liked it when we jumped into like Modern Warfare, and that was how fast paced it was compared to like battle royales and that. That's why.
Yeah, the maps were fairly small, and like the thing I didn't like was Warzone because it encouraged you to camp.
Yeah.
Whereas like even with the good thing I liked about Fortnite. Sorry, I was trying to think of the game then. I like about Fortnite is the buildings are destructible, so you can camp, but if a team figures out you're in a building,
start blowing it up,
mate, you're screwed. Like if you're the last player, like the problem I have with Warzone is you can be by yourself, and if you're smart and sneaky, you can pick one player off at a time.
Yeah.
Whereas in Fortnite, and because in Fortnite you go, I know you're in this area, and someone goes, look, I'm not sure where they are. Let's just start blowing buildings up. And all of a sudden you start blowing buildings up, and all of a sudden you're like, oh yeah, there they are. That's why I didn't mind like the battle bus but it's good they nerfed some of that stuff though. Because it used to be really frustrating because how many times do we lose the game to a battle bus, or we lost the game to a tank?
Yeah. That's why I'm glad
drum
the
shotguns.
Battle buses aren't. There's only one in the game now, I think.
Yeah, and I think like it's not that hard to blow up. Like if you get a squad of 4, you can definitely kill them. Oh, here we go. Oh yeah. Who's this guy? Who's this one who's got 35 kills?
Just probably some streamer, the Kingslayer, that Turtle liked. I'll have to go back and rewatch it again.
Yeah, well, mate, that's about all I've got. What about you? You got much on?
No, I don't know how much more.
You got anything on in the weekend?
No, I don't think so.
No. Oh well, let's wrap her up.
Yeah, thanks everyone who dropped by.
Yeah.
Thanks Bob the Kewl for the 23 months and the 22-month streak.
Oh yeah, I'm sure Bob loves the fact of the shout out, mate. All right, where are we here? Let's go here and let's go here and let's go